Sheesh, that was Haran DeMarco on the instruments. Who was doing the congas?
Pedro something.
Pedro.
Yeah,
Pedro.
Yeah.
That sounds like you just called out that name. Let me find a Latin name.
I'm trying to find it. I'm hoping that's his name because
that's what it was giving me. Like it was giving me.
I really know. So I mean, my boy Adam was on the, doing the drums and shit like that. But he was like, "Yo, bring my boy over." I'm like, "All right."
You know who you're giving me today? Haran DeMarco. You know who you're giving me today?
Who?
Jeezy.
Jeezy.
You give me Jeezy today.
The boy.
It's the bald head and the shape of your beard today. Like it's.
I'm reshaping the beard a little bit. I'm getting.
Oh, nice. I like it. I like it.
It's nice.
Thank you.
What's up? Welcome to the block, baby. I see you, E Black TV. Nice
What's
to you,
up, E Black.
Stranger danger, E Black. You ain't been here in a while. What's up, YouTube press? I know y'all missed us. Sarah, what's up? I was in LA on business. I keep telling you guys, you must follow us on social media and you must follow us on our community tabs, because when you're wondering where we are or what we're doing, there's usually some other business being taken care of. But you're not going to know where we are and you're not going to be able to keep up with us if you don't follow us on social media. Post everything on Instagram about my whereabouts, where I'm going, whatever, when I'm not home on the block. Leedy does, Haran does, No Saint does. So you got to follow us individually. Our names are on the board. They're right here. You know where to find us, okay? Also on the block with Jen at Gmail. If you want to do some business with me, keyword business, thank you so much to everyone who cash apps me when I'm off air. It's like a huge, huge hug. I could be washing dishes or doing my laundry, and then I get the cling, cling. Got some cash came in because you guys catching a replay and you enjoyed it and you send me some chips. Thank you. I appreciate you. Some of you have done that past couple days. I like Cash App because YouTube doesn't sexually assault us over there. But if you're just into the super chat, feel free to throw something in the super chat and we'll bring it up here. Tonight's take on Keke Palmer is going to be controversial. You're not going to like it, but you know me, I'm a devil's advocate and I ask questions for both sides. So trigger warning. If you hear about a woman suffering in a domestic violence situation and you think the woman is always right and there's no room for questioning, this is not the show for you, and we'll catch you on the next one. However, tonight we're just going to ask some questions. When you go to court, none of you would sit in audience and say, you can't ask that prosecutor, you can't ask that judge, you can't ask that attorney. Okay, no, here on the block we judge, and we judge harshly because we just want to get to the bottom of shit. Now, of course, all of this is allegedly, but we're gonna ask some fucking questions, right? This is like Star from the Star Report says. This is just what does he call his shows? No Saint, help me out.
Brainstorm?
Not a brainstorm. It's God, I forgot the word.
Negro TV.
No, basically where we're just speculating.
Gotcha.
That's all. Basically, we're speculating on what we think happened. We don't know what happened. You motherfuckers lurking, even in the chat, y'all don't know what happened either, okay? So we're just going with what we have thus far, okay? Because Keke Palmer didn't drop, okay, the full feature. She just gave us a trailer with some pictures. So we don't know what's going on or what that video looks like. He could be tickling her vagina for all we know in that video. We don't know because all she did was drop still pictures and screenshots of the surveillance video that's supposed to prove he was beating her ass. But we haven't seen the video. So all we're doing is speculating, okay? And nobody speculates like the block. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you here. It is motherfucking Friday. We made it, okay? Check out my Instagram. I was at the Grammy, okay? 50th year tribute to hip hop. I was there, okay, front and center. It was star-studded. I saw Jaden and Willow Smith, okay? They were behind me. Then they right, yeah. I saw Chloe Bailey's fat ass. She really has a fat ass in person, you guys. I just thought you'd need that information. A little too much cellulite, to be early 20s. But I'm not here to judge, okay? But that's a big bitch, okay? Chloe Bailey does have a real fat ass. Everybody, it was star-studded. Everybody was in the building. Everybody performed. It's a really, really dope. What you mean, who, Tristan? Chloe Bailey is Halle Bailey's sister, the Little Mermaid.
I mean, that's your age
Mermaid.
group, Tristan.
What is his age? He's asking who?
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
He barely pays attention to his own age group. Trust me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I was going to say that he was studying and planning a wedding or something. But
there you go.
So
right.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, Tristan.
Okay, E Black said he'd be in the clouds chilling. All right, that's good. As long as you good and you chilling, that's fine. We'll take that. Yeah, guys. So I was in there. It was star-studded. I heard Will Smith close the show. I didn't stay till the ending, but then I figured out, oh, that's why Jaden and Willow were here, because their daddy was gonna close the show. But I saw Rakim, Big Daddy Kane. I am dropping that interview. I know y'all waiting for it. You're gonna be seeing clips coming soon. Rakim, Black Thought, Diggable Planets, Arrested Development, Dougie Fresh, D Nice. West Coast shut it down, down South shut it down. It's a really, really dope event. I was a little disappointed not to see more New York artists. Like, I was like, where are we at? I thought that was kind of fucked up. I'm like, where's everybody at? Nobody cares about the 50th Grammy, whatever. But, I don't know where they were, what they were doing, whatever. Yes, it was really, really dope. It was dope. It was beautiful. And again, you can see those clips on my Instagram on the block with Jen. Okay. Don't forget Sisterhood Sips. We have a new episode up right now, episode 2. And then episode 3 is coming every Sunday. So Sisterhood Sips Sundays. It's very easy to remember. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, but I have faith in your tongues. Sisterhood Sips Sundays. And then On the Block with Jen 101 is every Monday. Okay. And those are the days we're off of here. Okay. Those are pre-recorded. They're only 30 minutes long. Sisterhood Sips is only 30 minutes long. On the Block with Jen is longer because those are interviews, but sometimes they're short. So, there's so much content that we got coming. Lily Haran, No Saint, is there anything you'd like to share with the people before we get into tonight?
No. I'll bring some up tomorrow.
Love it. Then no. No, Tristan, do not Cash App you, Cash App me.
I think Tristan accidentally put a wrong.
He must have.
Cash, yeah.
So let me help him out here and throw up. There you go. Cash App me right there, scrolling on the bottom. It says Cash App On the Block with Jen. Buy your girl a smoothie. Okay. Well, it's good to see your beautiful faces and good to see your beautiful chats, because I can't see your faces, chat, but I appreciate you being in the chat. Tristan is already saying, Kiki said, fuck around and find out her fixer got a big raise on this one. Oh, well, look at Tristan already accusing Miss Kiki of having a fixer. So let's get into this. Keke Palmer and her man, her baby daddy, Darius, whatever the hell his last name is. His last name doesn't matter. Darius, okay? Darius. They got into some drama. When was that? Was that earlier this year? When the fuck was that?
Everything blends since the.
I know it does blend. It's so much fucking gossip. Anyway, you guys know, okay? It was the Usher verse Heard Around the World. Keke Palmer was out here in Vegas at Usher's residency, and she wore a sheer dress with her ass out because that's what the girls do now. And Usher sang to her and spun her around, and that sent shockwaves through Twitter, specifically Black Twitter. It was a pandemonium. It was like, everybody dropped their teacups because her baby daddy, Darius, last name doesn't matter, made a big stink about it on Twitter and was like, you a mom, he said on Twitter. You a mom. You shouldn't be out there dancing with Usher and showing your ass. You're a mom. And then that went haywire. And Keke took full advantage. Here's where it gets sticky. Keke took full advantage of that moment and started selling t-shirts that said you a mother, right? She also started promoting her music with Usher. They dropped kind of like a diss song on Darius, last name doesn't matter. So Keke was like, oh, I'm writing this shit out. I'm dropping a single about it and I'm selling t-shirts, honey. Okay, let's capitalize. And I'm not mad, right? There's nothing wrong with a little capitalism. I'm here and there. We don't care. However, fast forward, in the past 24 hours. Now Kiki is claiming to be a domestic violence victim of a narcissist. Okay, so I don't know if she ran out of t-shirt ideas. I don't know if there's no new single coming. But you know,
he's a narcissist?
Yes, that's what she said. Yeah. Oh, Jackson. Is that his last name? Jackson. Thank you, Black TV. Okay, so that's what's going on. I have some questions about this. I don't know if you guys know, but her baby daddy, Darius the sucker, his last name don't matter, Jackson, his brother acts on Insecure. He's the tall beige guy, really tall. He's an actor on Insecure. It's interesting that Kiki Palmer's mother is now coming out and saying that, you know, accusing Darius's brother as well of sort of, watch your mic. Jesus Christ. What is that?
I think
that was you, Lily. Yeah, I think that was you. It was crunch. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it was you, Lily.
Go out and come back, Lily. Because No Shane and I were muted.
Yeah. So yeah. So now, what do you guys think before I get to?
He's a fucking idiot.
You think Darius the sucker, last name don't matter, Jackson?
No, last name don't matter, Jackson. He's a fucking idiot. Even if this is some publicity stunt, you want to put yourself on the wrong side of this kind of equation. He's just always putting himself in a vulnerable position.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting tossed around like a softball, man. Like, you know, men who allow themselves, Black men particularly, who allow themselves to be in these kinds of situations, women don't respect them. I have absolutely no fucking respect for dudes like that, man. You live up under a house, and that's real crazy. That's a real crazy narrative. You're living in a house, she's taking care of you, and he's whooping your ass. It's just a real crazy narrative. But, you know, whatever. I don't know what's going on. We only got some selfies and some movie stills to really go off. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? All we really got is some movie stills, an angry baby mama, an angry mother. And you know,
because her mom did make some statements about the situation. Her mother's saying that he's been abusive to her, and she went to the brother actor on Insecure and told him that your brother been abusing my daughter, and then he was like, he made light of it. According to the mother, the brother made light of it and was like, oh, he got that from me. I used to be like that. So she's like, oh, the whole family is a bunch of assholes. So that's according to Kiki's mama.
Is this better?
Yes.
Yeah, Lily.
Last point here. Point of the matter is that he just continues to be in a situation where he literally just has no power, or he's just giving up his power. If the situation, let's just say, for the sake of whatever, she put you in this. I'm not even gonna say she put you there. Maybe there was something going on with the kid. You couldn't see him, whatever. I don't know. There's legal ways you can actually go through to fix the situation. Maybe there was something that required legal action that you chose to actually go over there and huff and puff and so on and so forth, and put yourself in a situation where now you're in a domestic violence situation. Any man, regardless of, and this is not race agnostic, any man, there's no upside of you getting attached to any kind of domestic violence situation. There's no upside to that. So for his name to be attached to that, and let's just say he allowed that to happen, he's a fucking idiot. Period.
You know, with this situation, right? There's a couple of things a couple of facts that were.
Lily, hold on. What is it? Adam Hearn said, Jen, these YouTube streets are saying you were falling in love with Myron from Fresh and Fit on that panel. Let me find out who's saying that. What YouTube streets? You mean the Myron that who I walked out? Like I didn't know these motherfuckers before I was on that show.
You were bored to death.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. You were bored to death. Someone asked me why you walked out.
How does that really feel to like wake up in the morning and want to be adversarial with a woman? Like, do you niggas wash your nuts before you actually bark on a broad? Like, what is it? Like, what do you like? Like, you
I'm
can't
like,
wait
what?
to
I literally no, but it's funny because I literally yes, I was on Access Vegas. Fresh and Fit was there. I recommend you watch it. Okay, I recommend you watch it. Watch my commentary and watch to see why I walked out. Go ahead, watch it. I recommend it.
Right.
Yeah, Myron was like, oh my god, he was everything. Check it out.
All the
He
things.
was all the things.
So I remember, okay, so the only reason why this was brought to our attention originally was through him. Okay, so at first I was side eyeing him as a man, like, why are you putting us into your business? You don't have control of your own home, but how can you when you have, no say, no leverage, no financial leverage? Okay, but cool. So then, I was on her side. I was like, okay, Kiki, that's messed up what he did. He putting you out there like that. No big deal. But then she started kind of using that moment to drag it in the ground. So then that's when I said, okay, I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna sip slow and watch how this plays out because there's something weird here. There's some weird energy that I can't put my finger on it.
Mhm.
Then they pop back up, I think on a live, eating and drinking and being all merry and gay. And I was like, oh, and then you know what else we got, right? Because we like, oh, y'all back together. This is what y'all doing? After all this, after you done drug us into the family chat, now y'all down to the Applebee's eating and drinking and marrying gay. But you
Right.
know what else comes with that is the whole mind your business.
Hello.
Okay. So we were told to mind our business. But the moment she doesn't get or something goes wrong, now she drags us back into her business. And that's the problem that I have. Because now it's starting to come off as like, oh, this is looking real manipulative. This is looking like I'm the bigger star. I'm the beloved child star, Achille and the Bee and all that good stuff, right? When things don't go my way, I can use that to make you look like the bad guy. Because you remember she made him really look like the bad guy the first time. And a lot of us fell for it, right? But then when she kept dragging it into the ground, I was just kind of like, okay, girl, like this is the father of your child. Like, back off, figure this out. And just like we told him to back off and figure out in the background, I'm saying the same thing to you. But then they pop up, they pop back up, they're best friends again. They tell us to mind our business. Now I'm minding my business, right? But it's like, I don't know, it's something that's just really coming off that's disingenuous on her end. Now, let me be clear because this is the internet, and whenever they hear you say something negative about one person, they assume as if you're jumping on the side of the other person. No, I'm on neither other side. I think they're both full of shit. I think they're both using us, and trying to bait our emotions in to win the argument in their home. Watch they end up back together after all this.
Okay, I want it really quickly. Let's do a commercial break, okay? Can you guys see that screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this was my appearance and exit when I wasn't on Fresh and Fit. I was on Access Vegas. Fresh and Fit was co-hosting. So for anybody in the chat who hasn't seen or anybody lurking, honey, it is on my page. Be frank without hurting feelings.
Castle.
Okay. So initial meeting, right? I like what I like. I'm attracted. Let's just say I'm just going to use two of you as an example. What's your name again? I'm sorry. Fresh. Okay. So I'm just chilling somewhere on a park bench. Michael walks up. You walk up 5 minutes apart. Michael can say, hey, I'm not really familiar with this place. You want to grab a cup of coffee? Blah, blah. I'm going. Look at the body. You know.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
Deep shit, man.
Watch out. So check this out. So it's like, I think that the men that don't qualify for I'll take the coffee, get mad, but everybody doesn't qualify for anything. So some guys have to work a little harder. They have to impress a little bit more. And some guys just come in, and you guys do it too with women.
Right.
If a woman's very attractive, you'll give her more of a pass. And if she's not, you're like, well, kind of prove yourself because you're not really my type, but I'm willing to work with you because you're a nice person. Be frank without hurting feelings.
Castle.
Okay. So initial meeting. Okay, so after that, I left because, quite frankly, honey, I was bored with the whole lot. the women that were there, the hosts that were there, and I literally left because I had a fucking pint of Ben and Jerry's hot fudge ice cream and a fucking bubble bath waiting for me. That is why I left. I was fucking bored. I was there hour and a half, too fucking long. Dumb people go for like 3-4 hours. I was not gonna sit there and watch Myron and the other guy Fresh circle jerk the incels in their chat. Wasn't gonna do it. That's not how I was gonna spend my weekend. That is why I left. However, if the YouTube streets are saying that I was falling in love, if that's your version of falling in love, then jerk me off too, bitch. I don't know what to say. So back to our program. E Black, you already know. E Black, E Black already knows how I am. Shush, E Black. I'm working here. Damn it.
It was funny.
I see the problem with Kiki is, and this is the problem overall.
Mm-hmm.
When a motherfucker becomes the it girl late in life.
Yeah.
This is why you need to be the it girl in college or high school. That's the it moment right there. That's when you should have your run. Okay? When you go out into the real world, you know, you're over it, you know how to navigate, you're doing whatever. When you're in your damn near late 30s, 40s, damn near 50, and you get your run, that person is not equipped for what happens after that. They're liable to splash shit on them, do dumb shit, you know what I mean, accidentally, throw a fucking car bomb in somebody's shit. They're just not equipped. They're just not emotionally equipped for all that. And Kiki, she's losing her mind over the attention, making songs about her son gave her some ass and shit like that. I'm like, girl, just calm down. We got some titties. We got a little shape now. It's cool, you know, but calm down. It's not like that. You know what I mean? It's nice, but you're not blazing out the gate like that. It's not like that, sweetie.
You know what, Haran? That's a really good point. When you said that, I thought of two people I know personally that for whatever reason, they weren't the it girls early in life, but after 40, you know, they lost weight, they got fine, they had surgery, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden the options open up. And you're right, Haran. It fucks them up mentally. Like it's a mind fuck for real. It's really interesting watching it, like witnessing it from this standpoint. Like this is really interesting, like interesting case study, because I've never seen it like this firsthand, but it does mess with them. They're not equipped. It's like it's hard to explain because I'm still trying to find the words to explain what I'm witnessing. But when they're not used to getting this much attention and then it floods them, okay, it's coming to me. When you're used to getting a certain amount of attention throughout your life, you know how to handle certain things. You see certain things coming before it gets there. You've already made certain mistakes and things like that. You've already played certain games. Games have already been played on you because when you have a lot of options, then you have a lot more relationships, right? Or a lot more, experiences and stuff like that. And I have found myself talking to one of these people and telling them things that I would usually tell a 20-year-old, right? Because this is all new to them. So that's a really good observation. I wasn't even thinking about that.
And another observation is, and I've seen it with guys, a lot of dudes really ain't get popping out here until they got a job. You know what I mean? They really got to, once they got a job, started getting some money or whatever, then they started experiencing women. They were never really equipped per se to handle with what happens after that, So, but people that you actually know who might have had those moments, men or women, assuming that they still kept themselves up, they carry themselves a certain way. You know what I mean? Women that I know that used to be the shit back in the days, these bras be hiding now, and they still look amazing. They don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? They be moving, minding their business, so on and so forth. It's these other women now that they have BBLs and opportunities to reconstruct your face and become the bionic woman in 30 days. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, it's literally on some Lee Majors shit. You know what I mean? Now we have these women out here who are just living a certain life very late in life.
So I found something about that that's interesting to me is when we watch these podcasters, and these are like really goofy guys, right? These were the guys in high school that would probably get looked over, not attractive, right? But now they have a public persona and they have fans, right? Although they're not attractive, right? And then they get that fast YouTube money, right? Or that fast, whatever, Patreon money or whatever. Now they're in a position to have options, right? But they're still that ugly eye. They're still that guy that's unattractive. So you're right. They don't know what to do with that. So they go crazy, right? It's almost like a Twilight Zone episode where you're not supposed to be that character. And then they give you 24 hours to be that character. Now you're that character and you're like, who would I want to do first? Which is why I react a certain way on podcasts, right? That podcast specifically, like I remember Michael Sartain and we were going back and forth because there was this other dickhead, Adam Sosnick, that I got into it with. And I was telling Adam Sosnick, you're a dime a dozen, right? And Michael was insisting, no, he's not. No, he's not. These men are, I said, what men are rare? Millionaires? You mean like the fucking guys in my, like what men are rare in your world, right? Because remember, they're coming from a world where they are new money. If any of those guys in these podcasts were to walk in a room with old money, they would be sniffed out like that. They would be laughed at, okay? They would be called tacky, like here comes those new money dudes, right? But again, when you're used to a certain environment, when you're used to men that are of means, when you're used to men that talk a certain way, it's another day for you. So when Michael starts saying that he's not a dime a dozen, in my world, he's a fucking dime a dozen. And the problem with these guys is that because they're new money, they think no one's ever seen money before. They think you can't possibly know another millionaire except for me. And I just got this money. And it's sad to watch. And that's why I can only take but so much of it. You know what I mean? Because it's sad to watch. It's like, oh, you got like, you were the ugly duckling and now you got the genie came and gave you 3 wishes and made you popular. But to someone who's from that environment, you're still a cornball to them. And it's like they can't accept that you would see them as a cornball because they got 100 dudes in the chat doing this, right? So if 100 dudes in the chat doing this, it's like, why isn't Jen doing it? 100 guys are doing this. Well, those guys are you, except they're coming to listen to you and live vicariously through you. But you couldn't sit where I sit. It's kind of sad.
Look, actually. I'm gonna say something real fucked up. Well, might seem fucked up. Love is for motherfuckers who ain't got options. And
no thing.
No, look, listen. There's a reason why.
Saint never claimed to be in love. He just claimed to be married.
Why rich people? There's a reason why the prom king and prom queen don't stay together. There's a reason why movie stars don't stay together. And the reason why is because half the time the motherfuckers they have options. See, rich men and beautiful women don't have these kind of conversations that people have online. Because guess what? At the end of the day, they can just say fuck you, and the other one can say fuck you too, and she'll be on a yacht tomorrow morning, and he'll have 3 or 4 other women around him that will look probably better than her. The average person, they can't necessarily say fuck you to a motherfucker because that might be the last piece of ass they see for the next 8 years. So of course they go, put up with that person's bullshit. Of course they cry and whine online and talk the other shit. You know what I mean? And dudes in here can sit here and act like I'm lying, but guess what? If you had $30 million right now, did you think you'd have half the fucking problems you got with women?
Right.
Right, and look at this. Hold on, Hossein. Look at this comment here, and this is a great Exhibit A always shows up, right? James Ogle, phone don't pay the bills. I make a phone call and pay my bills.
I'm about to say, whose bills ain't not paying? Speak for yourself,
Here's the
sir.
thing. I make a phone call and pay the bills. Sometimes I pay my bills. Sometimes I make a phone call if I'm in the mood. And
this guy, he doesn't have any idea that there's a website that's called Sugar Daddies, and there's men that are.
And here's another thing. He says this, right? Stop talking about rich men if you're not. Well, here's the thing. In the Red Pill, in the Manosphere, the channels that you beat off to, James, those men don't have the option of beautiful women, but yet you are always talking about beautiful women. So that sounds just as stupid as what you said, right? You said stop talking about rich men if you're not. Then why do you incels talk about beautiful women when you can't get them? You see how stupid that sounds? You can't get beautiful women, yet you're constantly talking about beautiful women. So if you want people to stop talking about rich people, you stop talking about women you don't qualify for. Then everybody will shut the fuck up. But that's not the world we live in. Everybody talks about something that they can't reach or they haven't experienced. And here we are on YouTube. Everybody beating off to shit they will never experience. Ever. Okay?
Mad at
Ever.
people they'll never meet.
Right. Mad at people they'll never meet. Mad at people that have more options than them. That is fucking life on YouTube. Y'all just stay mad at the fucking it table where you couldn't sit. And your entire existence is that table that you couldn't sit on. Till this day. That shit is sad. We are not the same. Fuck out of here. No, Saint, you were saying.
Yeah, no, I just a couple of things. I think the funniest thing in that clip you showed is when you ask him who I am, who are you, and he says I'm fit.
And he was so meek. He was so meek.
That's like asking somebody who's in the movies, yeah, what are you famous for?
But no, say dead ass. Don't nobody know who the hell these people are.
I know, but it was just hilarious. But what Haran's saying, and yeah, the movie stars are the people with, I would say, they have options because they have resources, or they could have resources, or they could have resources plus. You know, they could just be good looking and have resources. But yeah, he's right. Like you know, they can flip it really fast because they have the means to be able to do it, and their life's really not going to change that much. You know what I mean? But no, as far as, you know, Kiki, yeah, I read up a little bit about it, and I'm not sure, like, I know she's bringing up domestic violence, and of course the mom's gonna go with the daughter. I mean, that's not even, you know, she's gonna jump in and take her daughter. That's understandable. I don't know, you know, you can cut up, as we see, anytime to get the upper hand, you can cut things up. I'd like to know a little bit more. I mean, if it goes to court, what's the evidence? Because you can show a little bit of a video, or you can show certain things to make someone look. And of course, anybody to get an advantage is going to do that. You see it in all walks of life. You're not going to show the thing that's going to make your story look weak. You're only going to show what makes the other person look bad when you're, you know, so
Narrative.
But yeah, but no, but to what James was saying, I was listen. Oh, I know what else I was gonna say when Haran was talking about the person that later on in life becomes, maybe he gets the money, or maybe she gets the BBL or whatever, and becomes really good looking. Yeah, there's something to be said that if you're not born into that, you are behind the 8 ball when it comes to what to expect and how to handle things. And that's why sometimes when women who have, you know, or men who have had a lot of weight or something, and maybe they get surgeries or whatever, and they lose the weight and they're really good looking, they still think of themselves as that child. So they're still, you know, they don't know their worth, really. They don't know what their worth is from what somebody's seeing now. There's a quote unquote, I guess, I don't even know if this is a PC word or not, but there's a retardation in their growth just because you don't have all those experiences. And so with these guys with the new money, like you're saying, like the people that have had generational wealth aren't going to be the same as the people that have the new money, because the people that have the new money, it's just, you know, they don't know how to act. I mean, they don't know how to carry themselves with that new money, you know? So, yeah, I just thought I'd add that.
I also want to say that, you know, it's very easy for Keke Palmer to play the victim and have the upper hand. What I don't do is take the side of the person that already has the upper hand. And you know what I do? I automatically go to the comments. Everybody and their mama is in Keke's comments. We gonna ride for you, Keke. We gonna fuck him up, Keke. We gonna get that, Keke. Your cousin's gonna ride for you, Keke. We ride at dawn, Keke. He messed with the wrong one, Keke. Why? Because she's the celebrity. However, if they were both celebrities, if he was Will Smith and she was Keke Palmer, you would have seen the same reaction on both sides. Why? because of the fanatics, the fanaticism, these people that beat off to celebrities, the celebrity worship. So automatically they're going to go and lick the ass of the celebrity. Why? Because the celebrity has power. And they think that they're going to get chosen out of the chat, right? I mean, bitches when they're in a chat literally saying, Kiki, if you can read this, we got your back, right? She automatically has the power. So no, I'm not jumping to this on the side of the person that already has the power and is wielding their power, using it as a sword, not a shield, right? And she's using what? Public opinion. So court cases aren't even the same. You're walking in with a fucking jury already. You're already walking in with a jury, right? So I don't know, as a prosecutor, as an attorney or whatever, I'd be like, no, I'd paint her as someone who's taking advantage of her power and using public opinion against this guy. Now, with that said, I'd also bring this up and it'd be fucking harsh. I would say, you know, domestic violence victims sure have changed over the years, right? Because the ones that we've seen in the past and the ones that, you know, I guess we're used to seeing, and I guess not everybody's a victim the same way, but she's very brazen with her victimhood. She's very, very brazen. She's on a worldwide stage singing He Ain't Shit. She's on a worldwide stage selling t-shirts against, you know, I mean, she's the boldest domestic violence victim I've seen. I'm not saying that she's not a domestic violence victim. I'm just saying she's really bold. She taunts him publicly. She went in a studio to taunt him, create another song with a man that she knew he had a problem with.
In a video.
In a music video, she went to a concert, spun around with her ass out. I don't know, but a domestic violence victim would be petrified of pissing that man off that would put hands on her. That is all I'm saying. So what I see is a cat and mouse game.
Yep.
That's what I see.
And you could say that she's an emotional abuser, like a domestic abuser. You know, I mean, the t-shirts. I mean, does she really need to fleece the fans of money for some t-shirts? I mean, you know, it's that's a bad situation. And again, like Lily said earlier, and we're talking about they have a child together, which really makes it disgusting that, you know, they're prolonging and doing it in public. You know, it's weird. It just is.
And I know that she knows what she's doing, right? It's very clear that she knows what she's doing because she wields her power in the way that it makes it work for her each time. This is like the third time that we've been dealing with this. And I meant to bring that up. I'm so glad you brought that up, Jen, because I was thinking, okay, so when did this abuse allegedly start, right? Did it start after you taunted him? Like, you know, like did you taunt, and then the abuse start? Or was he doing this? Because I just don't see.
According to her prior to this, she was basically saying the Usher moment was an example of a controlling man swooping in and showing his abusive tendencies. So that's what she was saying.
Okay, but that's not clear. Like, it's an example of a controlling man, but not an abusive man. So when did the abuse start? Like, was at the beginning of the control, and then after being taunted by her, and this is not giving no excuse, but after being taunted by her and by the, you know, the public and stuff like that, then he'd snap afterwards, and then he start becoming abusive after that. Because it's just really hard for me to believe. Because, and this is the thing, I've done a lot of, when I was doing makeup, I've done a lot of work with DV advocates and survivors, especially during this month. Or what month are we in? Because I never know what day we're in. Okay, no, October. It's in October. That's DV month. So in October, I used to do a lot of stuff then. So I've heard all the stories. I've watched how they react and respond. And this is just not what I would, you know, normally see for someone who is abused, like the way that she did that. That was very interesting to me. So, and the screenshot, it had to come from her because he ain't send it, right? So it had that screenshot had to be leaked to the blogs or to TMZ through her, which it was only a screenshot. But then to what No Saint was saying, whenever someone records you or you record someone, you're always gonna be the one on your best behavior because you're the one aware of the camera.
Absolutely.
But from what I heard, this was one of those Ring cameras, one of those surveillance cameras. So maybe that's why we only got a screenshot, because there was a lot more involved. That screenshot has really got me feeling away. I would really like to see more.
If he was this abuser, I will say this to your point, Lily, there would have been signs. I mean, she'd have showed up with the sunglasses on the fucking movie shoot because her eye done got dented in or some shit like that. There would have probably been erratic behavior, but somebody probably would have.
And just to be clear, we're not saying the block isn't saying that he's not an abuser.
No.
The block isn't saying that this hasn't been going on. She's not an. What I am saying specifically, it's very convenient of her, and she's on and off with this relationship. She's on and off. When the whole world was like, Kiki, no, she went right back with him. They would have cool. And again, she's still the one in power.
Yep.
She's still the one in power. So when I hear like, oh, the controlling happened at the tweet to me was someone who had no power. The tweet to me was from someone who was emotional. When a man has power and he's whooping on somebody, he don't got to say shit, but look at you. I mean,
Right.
I'm saying the domestic violence victims have changed over the years. Now they tweet, now they make t-shirts, now they make diss tracks, now they laugh at the person. Like the victims of today are different. They get the support of their friends. They drop still so you can see, he was hitting me. He was abusing me. Look at him there. Look at him there. Also, she could have picked anybody in the world. Kiki could. She's around celebrities. She's around millionaires, right? To me, she wanted the guy that she had more power than. And she can't say, I mean, she said it was because he was fine. But fine guys are everywhere in Hollywood.
You know, it's real funny because when Kiki said that Trey Songz was on some bullshit, she didn't really get that much support.
She didn't.
Them black girls, they just looked at her like, wow, that sounds like a you problem. And they kept it pushing.
And she was very upset about that. Let's be very clear. She was very and if that went down the way she said it went down, which I believe that one went down the way it's went there, I would be upset too, right?
All of a sudden, since he put his hands on a white woman,
that's what happened. That's what I'm saying. Like black girl, like raising my hand and say, hey, this beloved celebrity did these things to me, and they're just like, oh girl, sorry, that ain't, whatever. But then when the white girl comes out and says the same thing, they're like, oh really? Oh my God, that's horrible. I would feel the way too. And so I can't also leave that out as well, because it's been years that, and mind you, she's brought this up several times on several interviews, how she felt about the fact that when she came out about Trey, no one paid attention to her, or no one paid attention to the situation until the white girl. So when she came out about this guy and she sees, oh this is working. All right. Now
I have a question. So are they still in the same house?
No.
Okay. So this is something. So they're split up, but now she's bringing up stuff that happened, obviously, in the.
Yeah, allegedly he went into her house without her permission. He got in there somehow. They got into some sort of fisticuffs. I just think it's one of those very toxic relationships. I don't think it's a one-sided where he was going upside her head every now and then. For him to tweet that to me, again, shows a man that has no control over the relationship and was trying to publicly shame her. He literally said, it's the outfit, though. You a mom. Yeah. That was the tweet. Not, okay, cool. All right, I got you. It's the outfit, though. You're a mom.
Right.
That was the tweet. And what did she do? She rubbed it in. She made a song with Usher for good measure. Okay. Then she did a music video with Usher for more good measure. Then she went on stage and was talking about her son gave her a fat ass and tits, and she ain't got to put up with nobody for good measure.
Okay. So let me look at it from a different way. Okay, let me try to look at it from a different way, because I have dealt with DV women before. We do know there is the back and forth. That is a part of what goes with it. So is there a possibility she talked all that shit thinking she wasn't going to go back? Because that's the only way I can see it making sense. Because it's just not making sense. I have questions. I'm not saying that the girl is.
The problem with social media and relationships is that, and you notice they aren't the only one. Kiki's not the only one. A lot of these relationships, remember back in the day before social media, people used to break up and make up all the time. Like people used to break up and make up all the time. It's just now when it happens to celebrities, they put those breakups and makeups, they put them out on social media. However, when they put them out, people take sides.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, and again, I'm speculating. I don't know this young lady, but I think she enjoys the dynamic, the power dynamic between her and this dude.
Cool.
If that was Usher, she wouldn't be playing these kind of fucking games. She got slutted out by Trey Songz. Okay, so it's like Nicki Minaj. Nicki ain't going nowhere from that dude.
Hey, allegedly, she said she didn't sleep with Trey Songz. She was with Trey Songz.
Okay. Whatever that is, but
she said that she was
sexually
intimidated. That was her quote. Sexually intimidated.
These young people. Anyway,
consciously uncoupled.
With Nicki Minaj, she enjoys her dynamic. You know what I mean? These women enjoy their dynamic. Again, brothers, I keep saying this. It's about options. So when you ain't have options, you find yourselves in these kinds of situations. Okay? When you don't have options as a man. Okay? Now, Usher has options. Nas has options. Drake has options. Now that any one of those women ended up with them niggas, that was for a season. Why? Because I'm pretty sure one of them probably started talking that yet, and Nas was like, "Man, I'm out of here," and jumped into Bentley and just left. See, it's a different thing where you can do that as a man. The energy is different.
But see, that's what you have a lot now, and you always hear me talk about it, like these new modern men, because you got the modern woman and you have the modern man, and a lot of these modern men are looking to be well kept. But what they fail to realize is that this comes with it. If a woman is going to keep you, right, you gonna be her bitch. I mean, it's just that simple. So don't bitch about it, because that's what you're signing up for.
Nature is undefeated, man.
I mean,
I think
you're right.
Power over a man, she is going to look down on him.
Yeah, I think for the majority, you can always pick out the exceptions.
Always.
Because I'm just thinking Taylor Swift, even though she's got like she's not gonna date a guy that's making more money than her. She's dating a tight end football player now. He's got a lot of money, but he ain't her bitch.
Saying that's a big difference, right? So
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, right? So like that's somebody with money, right? Maybe not Taylor money, but some money. He ain't no scrub. He got options. He's not broke. This guy that we're talking about with Kiki, I mean, we can't even. Oh, we said personal trainer is what he was supposed to be, or something.
To be like a struggling actor.
Out of work personal trainer. But Taylor Swift, she could get run over by a truck tomorrow. That football player will have a line around the block, rap 10 times. Okay, women who are like, I want that guy on looks alone. When he lets the rest of the beard grow out, not that cop stash that he had. On looks alone,
porn stash.
Hello. Good looking white fellow.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I just don't, I think there's some cap here. There are also relationships, that ghetto love. Remember what was his name? Jaheim, that song, Ghetto Love.
Ghetto Love and Struggle Love. He has a song called Struggle Love too. I don't know what
Right. Ghetto love and struggle love. What is that, Jen? There are literally relationships in the hood where I come from, maybe in meth parks as well. I don't know. But there are toxic relationships where these people have knockdown, drag out fights with each other. And then the next day they are together, or the next week. And nobody knows their dynamic. That's how they are. We've all had that couple either as a friend or as a family member, or we've been part of that couple, teehee. And it's been that way where it's just that couple. It's just that couple. And so we don't know if Kiki and him have this little jealousy dynamic, right? Because it's very sexy to have all this power. Now you got new tits and new ass, and this guy is on your shit everywhere. Going back to what Haran said, she cannot play that with a Drake. Drake ain't gonna be all over. She can't do that with the Usher that the controversy came from. She couldn't even do that with Usher a couple months before she grew them tits and ass. Okay,
Right.
it would have been a whole different reception. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, is this just a ghetto love relationship where it's like, yeah, I got the cameras to show that he's hitting me in this one or he's choking me up in this one, but I'm not going to show them the video of, you know what I mean, last week. We don't know what the dynamic, the insides of that relationship are. But however, she has the power in that situation. So it's just hard to fathom. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying it's hard to fathom that a woman with a fucking PR team, with bodyguards, with management, with agents, with family that are all up her ass because she's the breadwinner, and she was just getting knocked around by a personal trainer who was out of work and nobody did anything about it. And then she broke up with him and then took him out on her birthday, and they were coo together. She still has the power dynamic. She showed it. She wielded it. She used it as a sword against him. And mind you, this is, forget David and Goliath. She's the fucking Goliath. It's like the other way around.
Right.
It's the other way around. He's a peon in comparison to her. He's a peon. And she's still whooping on him publicly.
And this is the other thing too that I can't leave out of this conversation as well, because of the times that we're in. And the biggest form of currency that is trending in our society right now is what? Attention. Now let's think about this. Let's go ahead and add this to the chat, right? Attention. Okay. Let's keep it a buck. Before the Usher situation, when has Kiki got that much attention and gone viral? I'll wait.
Never.
I can't leave that out, that's a possibility, because I will never forget when Jay-Z said fame is the strongest drug known to man, is stronger than heroin. When I first heard it, I was like, oh, great line. But as time went on, I got to see it for myself. And this is before we entered this weird paradigm that we're in now, where everyone is just trying to get attention. They don't even need the money. I started seeing that when I was doing the modeling classes and stuff like that and training models in Atlanta. I realized, like, wow, a lot of these girls, they're just happy to be seen and be mentioned. They're not even thinking about pay. They can care less about pay. As a matter of fact, some of them that I'm talking about, that I'm thinking about, they're still, I've been gone 5 years, they're still there doing the same things, right? Walking the same runway shows, not getting paid, doing the same, working with the same photographers. And so that thing, when it comes to attention and all of that stuff, and the dopamine that people get, the dopamine hits that people get from the comments and the Kiki, we got you, girl, you know, we your cousins, Kiki, all of that. I'm telling you, Kiki never had that much attention outside of a movie in her entire career.
Not even when she was in a movie, though, Lily.
No.
Not even when she was in a movie. Like, she's part of ensemble cast. She's not a leading lady. So it's not like she even got that attention from being in a movie. And she's always been in very awkward roles. That's another thing, right? She's always been in awkward roles. So I just find, I find this case interesting. Again, I want to see how it develops. I want to see when she drops the full feature of those screenshots that she drops. It seems like she's dropping this information in increments. Like, I'm gonna just show the pictures and get pressed for that. And you know she got somebody in her ear. Like, drop the pictures first, because that's gonna be a cycle of news. And then when you drop the video, that's gonna be a cycle of news. Then we drop the chorus, and that's gonna be a cycle of news. We're gonna make you the it girl. And domestic violence victims are all the rage, honey. You know, and so going back to this dude, maybe there was a cat and mouse thing. Maybe she liked that he had no power and he was jealous. He was obviously jealous, but was she playing with that? Because, I mean, to spin around and kiki with Usher and the way she hugged him at that, I'm sorry, I would have had.
She was
hold
virtually.
up.
I would have had a problem.
You know, when okay, this is coming together. It's tying together. Okay. Now, like being a younger girl and getting with a guy that's jealous, that's like, if you fucking cheat on me, I'm gonna kill you. You're like, oh, he said he gonna kill me if I cheat on him. When you're not that girl, and this is your first time getting this in life, that shit might feel good. See, I keep forgetting that she wasn't that girl, and so by the time you get to a certain age, that shit not cute no more. You hear that I love you more than I love myself. If you cheat on me, I'm gonna kill you. The crazy jealous fits. At a certain age, when you see those signs, you're like, oh, got to go. Nope, got to go. But when you're younger and this is all new to you, that shit feels good. It do. And so I feel like that's a possibility too. We got to add that into the pot of soup, of Kiki soup.
So James wants to ring the race bell.
Okay, let's go ahead and ring it. So we have it here for.
Yeah, that is why we're here. So let's ring the race bell. There may be a point. James Oko says she knew she could do this against the black man. Is that a component? Is she knowing that he can be easily crucified in the media because he's black?
Didn't we just have a whole situation with Johnny Depp and this crazy bitch? Like, wait a minute. Like, did we forget that quickly? Like, aren't white men on this damn YouTube channel crying every 5 minutes, talking about they're not getting fairly treated in domestic violence cases in court? James, shut your fucking ass down, man. You just search for the victimhood, man. You just search for it, man. Sit your monkey ass down, man.
That's a racial.
Black on black. No,
yeah.
Lily, no, because it's black on black.
Yeah.
So it only matter if I say it or if No Saint says it.
Oh, so it cancels out. Okay.
Got it. Yeah. Let's go. It's that type of Friday, bitches.
I just want to say, Abby said some funny shit. She said an out of work a personal trader is a homeless bouncer.
Yeah,
that's so. It's so true though. Like whenever, like you ever
notice a homeless bouncer.
But you ever notice when like a like high power celebrity girl gets with a guy that we don't know, he's a personal trainer? Like even Cassie's guy's a personal trainer. Like everybody's a personal trainer.
True. That's very, very true. They're always about. Notice that, Lily. That's like the go-to job.
But you want to know what's funny? I did that.
Really? You gave somebody a fake job?
I gave a fake job, girl. I wasn't going to let y'all know that I was with no damn bum. We ain't doing that. I was younger. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, you know how we do. We give these guys we give all kind of stuff, titles and shit. That, you know, so yeah, personal trainer is the best one.
And again, we have to go to. I understand what Nicole M is saying. Kiki is Darius seems like he thought he was the prize. I doubt that. He needs to find a woman that's way older than him and can put up with him. Kiki is a bona fide star with an active career. And here's who didn't consider that. Kiki didn't. She could have got with any celebrity. She could have got with any celebrity, but could she get them, and would she have the same power?
No.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that there was a power play in there. He was getting virtually cuckold. There's a little virtual pegging going on there, and she can get away with it because
listen,
that's the best he's gonna do. You know,
look,
he's not gonna do. He's probably not gonna. Go ahead.
Halle Berry was getting slapped around. Fucking Tony Braxton was getting cheated on. Okay.
Beyonce got cheated on and did a whole album about it.
Exactly.
A whole Beyonce.
Like, you know, and they were cheated on by men with what? Options. Okay. They will not ever have gotten cheated on men with who don't have what? Options. Trust me. An average dude would have been at Tony Braxton's beck and call, Halle, all of them. Period. When you have options, it's a different situation, man.
And a man is only as faithful as his options.
And the fact that he hung around you know,
Apparently, a
he hung
woman too,
around.
Lily.
Yes.
I mean, he hung around because why? Because that's high profile. It's a high profile woman he's got, like, you know, so he's not going to get you know, most likely he won't get another high profile woman like that. So he was taking some abuse and putting things on Twitter because that was his only option, is to put it on Twitter without just breaking up. You know, he could have broken up, but he was going with the ride too. You know, he was taking the abuse, but he was kind of enjoying the ride at the same time. No pun intended.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to lose the lifestyle. And that's when I don't feel sorry for a person, because I'm like, oh, okay. So you're choosing, because we all have choices. People like to act like they don't have fucking choices, like they're just drug into every situation they're in life. But we have choices. So, you know, after time number 1, 2, 3, or whatever happened, like at some point you become a willing participant. So he just didn't want to lose the lifestyle. And so he figured, if I outweigh these things, I can handle the abuse, as long as I still be able to live in this house and get my allowance, or, you know, get some cooch on the side every now and then and see my child. So
Look, I'm going to say something else that's also very controversial, something that the Myrons of the world are not going to tell you as men. Look, who really hits the wall is
that one fresh or fit.
Fresh or fit, whoever. I don't even know who the fuck these dudes are. Anyway, whatever you want to call them. They'll tell you women hit the wall, but it's really the men who hit the wall depending on your economic status. Let me explain. A man who's making $40,000 or $50,000 a year, you only have access to a certain kind of woman. Most like your woman is maybe 40 or 50 pounds overweight. Now, a woman who's older, who's probably attractive in her 40s or 50s, and she takes care of herself, you don't have access to that woman. Because even though she's older,
yeah,
and she looks great, she still has access to a motherfucker who at least is making 100 or 300, or maybe it's still a millionaire. The average dude who's making 50 or 60K per year is not getting a bad chick, no matter how old she is.
Oh, did Abby just call them frickin' frack?
I mean, they might as well be called that. I don't fucking know. Heckle and Jekyll. I don't fucking know. Ren and Stimpy. Abbott and Costello. I mean, you could call them this. All of it fits.
Beavis and Butthead.
Funkin' Fish. Yeah, all of it fits, man.
Oh my funkin' fish! I can't. I cannot.
It all fucking fits, man.
Please stop
Oh,
it.
speak for yourself, Chubbs. Yo, James. I still fuck bad bitches, and I'm 50 pounds overweight. Badder bitches than you with your off the rack motherfucking suits. Trust me on that. I've actually shown these women some of my exes, Jen and Lily. They'll tell you that was one of my average broads. Don't let me flex in here, James. Just calm down tonight, man. Relax.
And there's only one, and between the two of you, there's only one that's always complaining about women.
Absolutely. I'm never complaining about broads. But you're doing better with women than me, and you're always complaining. I'm chilling though. Fat and all, but you're the one complaining.
It's an anomaly. I still don't understand how you get what you want, how you say you're getting what you want out of life.
I don't know,
always
bro.
complaining about that thing that you say that you got.
Listen, all I know is that I am officially calling them frickin' frack. I can't.
Oh, they must be.
It's gonna be from this day forward, Abby. Frick and frack. If I'm ever in a room with them again, which one of you is frick? Which one of you is frack?
Right.
I mean, it's an amazing thing, like watching them like play off each other and so on, and they got a little setup over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's a nice little, I don't know, Penn and Teller thing happening over there. You know, I thought the short one never spoke. That's why I was like, this is kind of like a Penn and Teller thing. I thought
So they have a thing.
So when he spoke, I was like, oh shit, he talks.
Well,
The
I'll
one
say
that-
this. When I was there, they were very adamant about the taller one was very adamant about sitting together with the shorter one. They had to sit together because there was a lot. As you saw, it was like 10 motherfuckers in there and 2 hosts over there. We were jammed in, right? That's another reason why I left too, because I don't like being jammed in like that. Not especially when it's not a good reason. I understand a flight
Right.
or something like that, but just to be shooting the shit, no. And then waiting for 13 people to answer a question before I answered it, that annoyed me as well. I'm very impatient. But so they were setting up the chairs, and they was like, "Where do you want to sit? You sit fresh, you sit over here, fit, you sit over there, or whatever." And they was like, "No, we need to sit together." I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So it is like Penn and Teller. Yeah, but
I don't got hoes, bro. I got women, man. I date ladies, man.
hell, yeah, he could have bagged you, James. Of course he could have bagged you. I mean, he could honestly. Frick Frack Fresh Fit, Andrew Tate, who else? Even Rolo Tomasi could bag any of you incels in the chat. Y'all would bend over for them. Y'all really would, because y'all don't like women. Y'all don't like women. But I guarantee
Only sexually.
No, dude.
Listen, if any of them pulled up in their Tesla, you guys would drop your pants for Andrew Tate, and you know you would. Don't act like you want. If Fresh and Fit pulled up in their Tesla, you especially, James, would drop your pants. And if Kevin Samuels would come back from the dead, we'd have to pry your jaw away from his penis. So yeah, they probably could bag. They probably could bag. I agree with you. I agree with you. I like what Nicole said here. This was very interesting. I wanted to bring this. I wanted to bring this here. Shit. Oh, she said something that was fucking interesting. Where are you?
It did give a little bit of punishment, Nicole.
There you go. That's okay. That's what I was thinking. She needed to punish him. What type of baby daddy turns Instagram or Twitter for his problems? They were eating together for her birthday. Yes, this is another element. It looked to me like a public thrashing of him. Like, you're gonna try to embarrass us on Twitter? I'll show you. And then she went, and then they probably had the little phone call after. Why you did that? Don't be putting our business out in the street. Blah, blah. Like, that's what it looked like to me. Because again, in this dynamic, Kiki is the one with the power. She's the one with the power. She's the one with the backing. And this is like, in my opinion, honestly speaking, she's looking like the abusive one because all the power is in her hands. Yeah. And he's a little peon. Like, she could literally never talk to him again, and none of us would know. None of us would even exist.
So what is the reason why she wants to add us into the chat? That's the part that has me like, girl, like you're getting okay. This is my mentor used to always ask this when I would say something, no matter how bad it was or how good it was, he would go, what was your payoff? You always get a payoff. If you keep doing something over, you're getting a payoff, even if it's negative. Because some people like negativity, right? But there's always a payoff. So what was her reason for adding us into a chat? She had to get a payoff, whether it was attention, whether it was to punish him, to see him, because she knows that does something to him. There's something, because there was another option, which was to leave us out and still handle it the legal way. That it's just a lot to it. This got me looking like I'm looking at you, Kiki. I'm really looking at you because you had other options of how to handle this. I don't want to, but it's just like I
think she's following what she sees a lot of these women who perceive themselves as in control in a particular relationship. These women who are just behaving out of control. Who's another example? Was Chloe? Chloe's another example.
Perfect.
She's behaving like what she perceives what most black women are supposed to be. Outside of that, she was geeky. She was this. She was that. She was awkward. Same shit with Kiki. Before she got gain that weight, she was geeky as hell. I actually liked her. I was like, wow, she looks like a young Angela Bassett. She's real cool. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers looked at me like I was weird. Now all of a sudden she got a body. She started talking all this shit. she's doing whatever. All of a sudden, motherfuckers is checking for Kiki. So it's like, to some degree, you know, it's perceived as if Black women have to be toxic to some degree in order to be seen as desirable in this culture.
Wait, is that a race bill, or is that, do you cancel it out because you're Black too?
It is the race bill.
We're gonna go ahead and do a race bill for this one.
We did, but Lily, he's Black. Are we gonna do the race bill?
He's Jamaican. He's the FBA.
Oh well, shit.
Glad y'all are being more fair today. No, James, we're always fair. You're just an idiot. So you know what I mean. That's just pretty much.
No, what James doesn't like is when we don't lean on his idea.
Exactly.
Then we're not fair.
Exactly. Y'all know what it is. Y'all not that stupid. Y'all just want your cookies. You know what I mean? You don't give a shit about the truth. You don't give a shit about, you know what I mean, what the truth is. You just care about whose side somebody's on. It's always about, that's what this whole internet shit is about. Nobody cares.
Yeah, as long as whenever we talk bad about a woman, his dick gets
Absolutely.
hard.
Oh,
Whenever we talk bad about a man, his dick shrimp. So it's like cold water. It's
very
like,
confusing.
You know, talk about men. Whenever he's saying we're being fair, but it's only because he has a disdain for women, like a lot of the incels do. He has a disdain for women. So
specifically Black women.
Right. So when we talk about, and I think we're talking fairly, we don't know, we're just speculating. So we're not bashing Kiki at all. We're just speculating. It makes his dick hard because he was like, yes, and this is why they're not constantly here in this chat because that's not our theme. Right. But that's why they're constantly in the Kevin Samuels chat and the freaking frack chat, because that's the constant, right? They're on rotation talking about how women are terrible. So they come here every now and then. It's like, ooh, they're talking about a Black woman here. Yay, let me go with it. And that's why he says we're being fair, is because it makes his dick hard to hear someone say something that may not be the best thing about a Black woman. We see you, James.
Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all can extinguish the sun before you change female nature. It just is what it is. Okay.
They might as well start doing that.
You might as well.
I think that's easier. I think that's easier. Getting rid of the sun.
Start working on that, y'all.
You'll be more successful with that shit before you can motherfucking change female nature. And that's just is what it is. You just gonna have to figure out how to maneuver certain things, and you just gonna have to understand that nature wins in certain manners. And at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what any woman tells you. If you let a woman climb your back, either emotionally or financially, and stick it to you, or even physically stick it to you, she'll never fucking respect you in life. And that's period. And that's just the way it is, man. I didn't make the rules. I'm just here in the jungle with the rest of y'all.
And James, I want you to look up modus operandi. Okay? Look up modus operandi, because this makes me laugh. You don't even know me. Y'all are literally, you know how people study serial killers, right? Because serial killers, they all have the same pattern. The scientist hasn't met all the serial killers. There's just a modus operandi. So I want you to look that up, okay? So we don't have to know you. All the incels have a modus operandi. That is why you speak the same language. You have the same disdain. You all fall under MGTOW, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's modus operandi. Okay, I don't have to know you to know how you operate. I can just see you in the chat saying, you guys are being fair today. You're talking about a Black woman did something bad. You know, it's modus operandi.
Look, man, listen, man. Yeah. Women, I talk to women, and the reason why they hate motherfucking nice guys is because you motherfuckers be lying. You're self-righteous. A lot of times you swear to yourselves that you ain't never did nothing to nobody. You'll never do anything to anyone. And you're the first one to cook a motherfucker, literally throw a motherfucker in the oven when you don't get what the fuck you want. See, the so-called criminals, pookies, bad guys, Ray-Rays, and whatever the fuck, they show up to a broad, they be like, hey, you over here. the sound of their dick put on the table, and they motherfucking show that chick what the fuck they're there for, and they're very open and honest about what they're about and what they can provide and offer. And she usually leaves with that motherfucker because, you know what, at the end of the day, his confidence exudes, it says leadership, and at least she knows where she's going with a nigga like that. With you, you're always fucking lying and hiding who you are, and a woman hates a man who hides some shit, because a man who hides is a man who's not confident within himself.
Yeah, you know, the so-called nice guy has to be the most toxic guy out there, because they tend to be very delusional, because they're very passive aggressive. They're like very, very passive aggressive. They're experts at gaslighting, you know, women and things like that, because what they'll do is nice gestures, right? Because, I learned a long time ago, people pleasing, when someone says I'm a people pleaser, listen to this, you all. That is nothing but a pretty word for I'm a manipulator, okay? Because what that means is I'm going to do these things, these nice gestures, because I expect you to do these things back. Instead of letting you know that, right? You don't even know what you just signed up for, okay?
It's the COVID contract.
Exactly. And that's what the so-called nice guy usually does. They'll do nice gestures.
And you know what the Pookies do? You know what the Pookies do?
It is what it is. What you see is what you get.
I know, but you know how the Pookies get them in bed? They make them feel good first. Their body automatically reciprocates and said, "Oh shit, should start oiling up, should start getting prepared and ready and opening up." They like say, and their bodies say, "Fuck it, let's just give it to this motherfucker off of GP," and that's what it is. He started he started sounding good, love bombing, you know, picking her ass up over puddles, all kinds of shit, making her feel amazing.
No, Saint, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, I think. Listen, there. I'm thinking back to my younger days, but there's certainly something to be said. Like someone who is overly nice to whomever, if it's a girl to a guy to a girl, it's definitely a way to. You're not doing it just because you're a nice guy or a nice girl. You're doing it because that's your game. You know, right. You might not have game. So your best game is to try to, hey, I'm a nice guy. Look, I'm treating you well. I'm bringing you, you know, all the things that you're supposed to do. And not saying that it's a bad thing to open a door or whatever. You know, that's great. But I'm just saying you're overly overcompensating, because that's, you know, you don't really know how to. You don't have anything else. I mean, you feel like that's your strongest hand, right? But it's definitely something to manipulate, or at least, you know, you're looking for something. You're not going to sit there and just keep pounding your head on the door of being nice and you're not receiving something back. You know, it's definitely a power play. It's a play. I don't know if it's power play, but it's a play.
I would like to bring something funny to the table. This is probably the realest thing that James has ever put in the chat. You ready for this one?
I am.
This is good. This is a good one, y'all. He says, if motherfuckers was in the same room as me, quiet as a church mouse. You know what, James? I believe you. And I'm going to tell you why I believe you. Because this is how you talk in the chat. But when you come up here, you're a whole different person. So I believe you that you will be quiet as a church mouse. You would not be saying any of these chat comments if everyone was in the same room, because you can't even do it on the same panel. I believe you. Real shit.
Let's be honest, and no, this is always sounds bad when you have to start off with let's be honest and no disrespect. You know it's gonna be bad.
But, yeah. Go ahead.
James, you're not the most intimidating looking black man I've ever seen.
Really not.
Said by the white guy. Wait a minute.
Exactly, James.
Oh God, I don't pass
white dude
out.
said
I don't
that.
pass out.
The white dude said that if he saw you 3 a.m. walking in Hell's Kitchen alley, he wouldn't think nothing of it. He'll keep reading, looking at his fucking phone. Okay? That's what the white guy said.
So you're saying if you gentrify this neighborhood, you walk your dog at 2
Do
a.m.
some
and you
push-ups.
can't walk it, you're not going to cross the street, no saying?
No.
Do some push-ups, homie. Work on that chicken chest before you start puffing it up.
Yeah.
And start telling folks.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. Maybe James, maybe he's a great fighter. Who knows? He might, that might be to my detriment that I sleep on him. I'm just saying.
Janicia, 20 pounds lighter is more intimidating than James Oko after 6 months on a training regimen. I promise you. I fucking promise you. Okay? I promise you. 4 foot of a flat-footed without a weapon is fucking intimidating. James fucking Oko.
That was
He really said if we were in the same room, we would.
Yes, I thought that was the best comment he's ever left. I loved it.
Oh my. Oh.
That was dope.
That was good though.
That was good though. It was. I mean, like he really made my week with that one. It's been a wild week. I love that one. That was
we ain't never all of us ain't never really been in the room with actual bona fide killers, but you intimidating than a motherfucker.
That is so funny. No, but the no saying comment really took me out. I'm really gonna have to call like therapy or something tomorrow because that was funny. I'm gonna be laughing myself to sleep over that one. He was like, yeah, not to be disrespectful, but respectfully.
You say he's Superman, you peel out that suit. Mercy, man. Oh man, we already did 130 on this. I want to get back to
I don't know.
What's up?
I don't know. I don't know what this means. Not that I'm defending freaking frack, but earlier you mentioned the concept that Myron uses candy store analogy. So my question is, how different is your analysis? Maybe you are one. I don't know what this is. This is vague. I don't know what you're talking about. You'd have to be specific. You want to be specific.
Be specific like the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but you could clarify and I could respond. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's be clear. People's opinions and ideas can overlap. I mean, that's one of the horrid things about social media. People think that people's opinions can't overlap, that they can't agree with each other, even though they might stand on opposite sides of the fence. So I don't know.
There was a lot,
but it could probably be similar to what we're saying.
Well, there was a lot that Jen actually agreed with them on the show. Like,
and he in turn agreed with me. Like in the clip I just showed you, he was agreeing with me. In the clip I just showed you, so I don't know.
I think
Oh wait, he's clarifying. This guy is clarifying.
I think people want us to
think
these guys. We don't care about them.
Right. That's what. Oh my God, Lily, you took the words out of my mouth. Like they think a lot of these men. So they dissect it, they overanalyze. Anyway.
It's very interesting.
It is. They think a lot of them. So it's like, no, there must be more. No, my ass was bored. It was an hour and a half. I'm not waiting for 13 bimbos to answer a question before it's my fucking turn. It really was that simple, right? And I was checking analytics and my numbers. If I wasn't getting a certain amount of subs from sitting there with the freaking frack, I'm wasting my time. And they're the ones gaining because they're getting a super chat. So I'm not going to sit there for their amusement and their super chats. It's business. At the end of the day, it's business. It's not personal. Now, had I been sitting there and seen my numbers going up as I'm sitting there because they have that type of following, I would have stayed there the whole fucking hours. But if I'm sitting somewhere and I'm not benefiting, it is time to go. And that's not just with freaking frack. That's at a business meeting. That's at a show, a movie I may be paying money to see. Like, you guys really put too much on these. And these guys are young. There's nothing that they can teach me. They just started wetting their dick and having access to things that they didn't have access to before. I'm a lot older. You guys forget. Okay, so these is like Revenge of the Nerds. I'm not impressed. I know you guys think a lot of these dudes. I was fucking bored. I was sitting there an hour and a half. There's 13 bitches in there that are afraid to talk to them. I had to go. Anyway, he clarified. He says, you were describing men who are gaining access to women due to their increase in status and wealth. If you affirm this, Myron does as well. If that is the case, your assessment is the same. Yes, it is. I said that on the show. That's exactly what I said on the show.
Look,
Like
and
the clip earlier, that is what I said in the clip. I said men do it and women do it. Men do it and women do it. Men and women who don't qualify for a certain thing are both mad. Okay, let me break it down in layman's terms. If it's a fat bitch that's unattractive, who stinks or whatever, she'll get online and insist that she's attractive, that she's confident, and she belongs in the rooms that beautiful women belong in. Same thing with you incels. You think that you qualify because a Myron or a Fresh or an Andrew Tate told you. You think you qualify for beautiful women because one of them motherfuckers told you that so you could super chat them. And both that woman and both that man are fucking delusional. Both of them are fucking delusional, the man and the woman. However, your opinion is biased because you have a thorn in your side about women, and those women who are rejected, they have a thorn in their side about men. So both of you idiots, though you are one and the same and belong together, insist that you have a right and privilege to what other people who have options have a right and privilege to, and you do not. There's have-nots and there haves, and the have-nots are insisting on being the fucking haves.
you see, here's a sociological. This is really a sociological problem. If you really,
You're have-not shaming. Okay.
this is really a sociological. The internet has conditioned a lot of people to. Goes back to what I said before: the illusion of access. Okay, due to the fact that you can get anywhere online as long as you have a name, an email address, and you know your fucking birthday. Okay, you can literally get anywhere, and you can. There's no barrier to entry. There's nothing. So you can sit there and have a fucking Facebook page next to Warren Buffett, assuming that you and Warren Buffett are in the same league. No. No, in the internet world, the perception is that everyone's the same. Everyone has access to each other. No, in the real world, no. You see, the problem is that this is a translation problem. This is a translation problem because you're conditioned to believe that just because you have access here, that translates to life outside. No, there's still barriers to entry. There's still, 100 grand per plate. There's still, no, you're not light enough or white enough or tall enough to ride this fucking ride. And you're mad because it doesn't translate. Well, that's real life. That's just real life. You have to differentiate what's going on here to what's going outside there. There's things outside in the real world that I cannot have access to. Period.
Yeah, and Haran, to what you're saying, and it's built that way. I'm thinking about these people out here that went to this polo thing, $1,000 a plate. It's not $1,000 a plate because they think it's worth it. It's $1,000 a plate because you can't get there.
It's just that simple.
And they want to keep a certain element out. So
Yes.
a lot of these incels, because they get to hang out, even James Oka would never hang with us. We wouldn't allow it.
No.
He couldn't sit. We wouldn't. He'd be, honestly, even if we were on the block, not even where we are now, but even if we were on the block, you know, right? You know who James is, right?
Yes.
You know James is. You know who James is. He's the
Yes.
smack in the back of the head. Give him $5. We tell him go to the bodega and bring me back with blood, and he's just happy to hang around us, right? So again,
You might
it
let
gives
him keep the change though.
and not just him, because I don't want to. He thinks that we pick on him, but he's like the goofy in the chat, and that's. I'm sorry, he makes himself. He fucks himself basically, right? So, but he's not the only one. He's a goofy, but let's be clear. In any environment, he'd be the goofy. If we were back on the block, he'd be the goofy that we slap and go get me some fucking now later candies or whatever. Fucking come back and keep the dollar when you come back. Don't fucking bother me. He's that guy, right? He's that guy in the chat. He's that guy in life, and that's okay. They have a place too. However, it reminds me of the movie.
I don't feel like going to the bodega every time.
Exactly. It reminds me of the movie 300. You can't lift the shield. You are a humpback. Right? So these motherfuckers insist, I want to be part of 300. Or it's like, Fredo, I got good ideas too, man. You just don't fucking belong. But the illusion of inclusion, like Haran said, you think because you can get online and start a fucking YouTube account or an Instagram account and Facebook account and type to me you think that you would actually be somebody in my environment. It's the illusion of inclusion. You think that off of YouTube, you'd be anywhere around me, at a meeting, in a boardroom, with my friends, sitting at dinner. You really think that because the illusion of inclusion. Oh shit, I'm in her chat. I must belong to this group. You do not. And it's not just James, it's all the dudes in the Fresh and Fit chats and the Kevin Samuels chats. They get gassed into thinking, I belong, I have a voice. If YouTube,
They want your money.
if YouTube disappeared tomorrow, you'd find out very quickly who exactly you are again. You would fall back down to the bottom and the underbelly of your fucking environment. But as long as YouTube is around, you get to live. You get to live and be something and be somebody. But if YouTube disappeared tomorrow, life would very quickly show you where on the totem pole you fall. But you live off of this illusion of inclusion. Matter of fact, you couldn't even hang out with the motherfuckers you're sucking.
Oh,
That's-
let's talk about that.
You motherfuckers really think you can hang out with Fresh and Fit
Or Kevin Samuels.
or Andrew Tate? You motherfuckers really think you can hang around with Andrew Tate and his brother?
Wow.
So you think that it'd be Andrew Tate, Dan Bilzerian, and you on the private flight? It'd be Andrew Tate, Dan Bilzerian, and you on a private flight.
I'm gonna just say this one right here, and I'm gonna just speak on this.
Lord,
If he is a millionaire, why would he want grandmas? That's delusion to me. And this, don't say nothing, Jay. Don't say nothing.
I have nothing to say. It's Friday on the block, bitches. Hit that like and subscribe. We got 40 people lurking. I'm gonna need some likes.
Look, listen. At the end of the day, you guys really don't know what's going on with rich people. I already know you never. I already know you never really been around rich guys. I already know, because there's certain manners in which you speak and which you respond to questions. You ain't never been around a motherfucker that makes more than maybe 90 grand after taxes. And I'll stand on that. Rich men, real rich dudes, when you really sit down and have conversations with them and you just really see where their heads are, it is nowhere near some of the things that you people think it is, man. Nowhere near, man. Nowhere near.
Beverly's Hills is not Beverly's Hills.
He's in Beverly Hills. Yeah, okay. That motherfucker, he's probably a fucking driver. That's probably why he's always dressed like that. He probably drive people around Beverly Hills. He's a gopher.
Oh, I love my driver.
Why do you think, I met some great drivers in Beverly Hills the past 2 days. Matter of fact, it's a great job. Good, honest worker.
Yep.
Faye says, why do you think that men who take knowledge from them are somehow hurt and seeking revenge? I'm not, and I can say I've learned. And this will be our last comment for the night, guys. Why do you think that men who take knowledge from them are somehow hurt and seeking revenge? I'm not, and I can say I've learned from them and agree on them, just like you agree on them. The difference between me and you is that is your only source. And I think it's kind of sad, right? You said I learned something from them. I Fresh and Fit can't teach me shit. Now, it doesn't mean that I can't agree with them because I have my own fucking point of views. The problem with y'all is you didn't have a point of view till you met a Fresh and Fit. You see the difference? You didn't have a point of view until you met Fresh and Fit. And then Fresh and Fit told you how to be a man. Kevin Samuels told you how to be a man. Andrew Tate told you how to be a man. Now I'm sitting there. And because my mentality is just like theirs, you know what I mean? It's like, there's the haves and then there have nots, right? They're the people with options, the people that don't have options. That's common sense. So if someone is spitting common sense, then I'm going to agree with it. But you think that agreeing with something means that you have to call them a godfather or they raising me or they teaching me. No, common sense is common sense. I don't care if a rat on the corner is saying it or a Fresh and Fit is saying it or the guy that, throws the garbage or the garbage man or the postman or the scholar. Common sense is common sense across the board to me. But you think because someone agrees with y'all YouTube godfathers that there's some sort of praise. I agreed with him on one thing and one thing only. And he agreed, and he in turn agreed with me. There are people that have options and people that do not. It is that simple. You guys complicate it. I don't know why. And I can't relate to you.
I don't relate, yeah.
I can't relate to someone that's been rejected so much that they need a YouTube savior. We do not live the same life, and that's not a bad thing. But I can't relate to a reject. I can't relate to a nerd. I can't relate to somebody that ain't never had shit. I can't relate to y'all. So you and I will never meet in the middle. Now, a fit, Andrew, I agree with a lot of shit Andrew Tate says too. I don't agree with everything. You know, I even agreed with some of the shit Kevin Samuel said. I didn't agree with everything. My agreement with them stops when they start pandering to you motherfuckers to get when they start pandering to you, the shit that makes y'all jerk off to them, that's when I know I'm like, okay, they're going into their con man bag. And that's when I check out. Like once they go into their con man bag, I'm like, all right, let me leave them to the fucking incels because this is incel time, right? Incel super chat time.
Well,
However,
listen,
they're talking common sense. Yeah, I agree with it. I'm like, that's common sense. As a has and has nots, people with options, people that don't have options. When they start going to that incel bag, like, yeah, men, look at the statistics, and women don't deserve you, and women are hoes. That's the con man bag. That's the shit that makes your dick hard and the thing that causes to super chat. But I don't have anything personal against these guys because I love the hustle. I honestly love the hustle.
It's
Look,
fun to watch. Yes,
hustle.
it's fun to watch. It's very fun to watch them.
I've heard Andrew talk in certain occasions away from the spectacle that is Tate. And honestly, he sounds like a real fucking gentleman. He sounds like he's into romance. He sounds like what a lot of you motherfuckers would call a simp.
Right.
But when it's time to actually sell some tickets and shit like that motherfucker do like 100 fucking push-ups, takes his shirt off, he gets a cigar, and he starts yelling at the fucking camera and doing all that other shit. And you niggas eat that shit up because you're in the image. And you know who, and on the block in the hood, you know who gets caught up in the image? Broken people. Broken people get caught up in the image. And you know who's the most broken people that get caught up in the image? Hoes by pimps. And you niggas is hoes. And they're your pimps.
True. Very much
so.
That
money real quick. You shell off that money real quick. They make you feel good. They tell you everything you want to hear. And they tell you to go out there and basically make a fucking fool of yourself so you can bring daddy back that money. And you motherfuckers comply every fucking time. You niggas is prostitutes. So it is what it is.
You can't manipulate me, James. That's why you tried to come up here and you can't come up here without paying. You're always in my chat, love. I'm not in your chat. You're always here. You're always in my chat. You're actually a gopher for the block. That's what you would have been.
He's a pay piggy. You ain't know that?
Oh, for sure.
Pay piggy.
Matter of fact, you know what's funny? Remember I blocked you, James Oko? Remember I blocked you and you paid to get unblocked? That was you, James.
Yo, these niggas is just. I'm trying to get Jen to be the BDSM mistress. I'm really trying to get into that shit because you motherfuckers really be on some pay picky shit. You come in here to get disrespected by it. It's really some masochist shit.
They love it.
I'm in the wrong field.
Submissive masochist shit. You love being smacked upside the head by. I've never seen anything like it. I'm trying to get my cut.
If someone would have told me this 10 years ago,
what's up?
I said you and Tristan always trying to get a cut from these
people. Yeah,
viewers.
seriously, man.
If somebody would have told me this 10 years ago that men would be like this, I wouldn't have believed it.
So I'm gonna before we leave, I want to leave on this note because I want to show you that a lot of these guys, they talk a lot of shit about women. They talk a lot of shit about the blog. They talk a lot of shit about me. I'm going to show y'all a screenshot. James Oko, don't go nowhere. I'm going to show y'all a screenshot. So these guys talk a good one. They're doing the chat. They talk a lot of shit. What's up, George Cook? They talk a lot of shit. There's 42 people watching right now. Please hit that like and subscribe. Stay tuned for my interview, my one-on-one with Big Daddy Kane coming soon. Check me out on the block with Jen on Instagram, por favor. Look at this screenshot here. I want to show you. Like James Oko's and all these motherfuckers do this. Every time a motherfucker come at me, I just go to my inbox and I pull out their record. Okay. So let me show you what James Oko said. This is the same guy who's been talking shit the whole time. Let me take the banner down so you can see. And I'm gonna prove to you all the guys that claim not to like me, or they this, or they that, or they're the biggest clip writers on YouTube. So I blocked this motherfucker. And he was blocked for a month, and I'm sure he was lurking throughout that month because the block is addictive. Okay, even the motherfuckers that are blocked right now watching us. Hi guys, right? Hi, how you doing? Right, how you doing? Say hi to the block. So I want to show you how these motherfuckers are, right? Because they'll be in here and they talking, yeah, she this, she that, she a grandma, she that. First of all, this grandma look better than anything you'll sweat on. Let's start there, okay? And me on a bad day. Let me show you what this motherfucker did, okay? Let me show you this motherfucker here. This is proof of who these motherfuckers are, right? And this you got to show them, and I want this to be a lesson to other young men, watching. Don't ever go out like this. Stand 10 toes down. Be a fucking man, and you don't need Kevin Samuel to tell you to be a fucking man. Stand 10 toes down. Always say what you say, mean what you say, and say what you mean. Hold on, I gotta do so I can make it. So this is this little bitch here. Look at this little bitch. I want somebody to read this. Look at this little bitch here. This is James Oko, y'all. This is James Oko. Okay. It says there, James Oko, for take me back, boo. James Oko. Take me back, boo. He sent $10 for me to unblock him. James Oko, okay, there goes his Cash App. He says, for take me back, boo. James Oko. So
$simp. I can't read the Cash App. $simp.
$simp. That's his Cash App. $simp. So why did I do that? Right? Because this motherfucker's been in the chat talking shit. He's constantly in our chat, right? He acts like he don't like us. He got this love-hate relationship. And this is how these motherfuckers feel about women. They're too scared to be gay and take a dick in their ass, but they have a disdain for women. So it's like, oh, I don't want to be it, but I gotta be it. And that's a mental health issue. Okay? That has nothing to do with me, the sexy grandma. That has nothing to do with Lily. It has nothing to do with Haran DeMarco. It has nothing to do with anybody on this panel. And it doesn't even have anything to do with Fresh and Fit or Andrew. It has nothing to do with anything. It has to do with these motherfuckers have unresolved issues. They hate their mama. They hate women. They've been rejected one too many times. They run around with this disdain, right? So you would think a motherfucker that's talking all that shit would not be begging me via Cash App to get unblocked. There are 50 plus million channels on YouTube. 50 plus million channels on YouTube. This motherfucker got blocked and didn't go find another one out of the 50 million. What did he do? He crawled into my fucking Gmail and begged me with $10 to fucking unblock him. Now, you know why I unblocked him? Because he's a pay pig. He's a pay pig. What's a pay pig, Haran DeMarco? Teach the 42 people watching.
Oh, it's in the essence of Fendom. Essentially, a pay pig is a person who wants to be abused by the woman of his desires, usually a mistress. So Jen and James have essentially, she's the dom and James is the subby. He's the pay piggy. So he paid Mistress Jen to get back on the block.
Goddess Jen.
And when he's here, you notice he wants to come up on the panel, and what do I say? You got to pay, bitch. And then sometimes he gets mad. He'd be like, why didn't that other guy got to pay? And I was like, well, you different. You got to pay. So,
but then he gets
so what James is exhibiting, we call in the BDSM world bratty behavior. So a dom, essentially, when you're dealing with a brat, like James does, because brats, they need attention. So they do things like, why do I have to do that? And they kick things because they want your attention. You know what I mean? And this is real shit. I know what I'm talking about. And I watch him in the shadows and, but I will say this, man, like, wow, man, you swung the block on a chick. You ain't even smell her fucking perfume. And
not
you
at all.
Fucking block.
No. And there he is.
Big business.
It's just business.
It is what it is.
Why he's so quiet now, though? That's what
I mean, listen.
A minute ago, he was saying if we were all in the same room, that we wouldn't be talking the way we talk. And I'm like, I want everybody to see You know what I mean? I got me a little pay pig talking shit in the chat. He was literally saying why other people don't have to pay to get on the panel and I gotta pay. And I tell him because you the bitch. Like, you know, this is what this is. So do not be fooled for 1 minute when you see these clowns talking sideways. They usually clip riding. I don't mind James clip riding because he clip rides with money and I'm about my business, just like Fresh and Fit, bitch. So on that note, welcome to tonight's episode. This was Friday on the Block, baby. Don't forget to follow us all. Our names are on the panel, okay? And I do accept pay pigs. A lot of you guys are fucking hurting and mad that I blocked you and you're lurking right now. Pay like James did and you'll get back in the chat. My chat is fun, okay? My chat is fun. Don't front. That's why y'all lurking now. You can pay and you can join James back in the chat. As you can see, he's allowed, right? There's a fee there's an unblocking fee. I'm about my business though. Okay. I'm about my business. All right. I ain't never in my feelings enough to not be about my business. On the Block with Jen at Gmail, Cash App on the Block with Jen. Shoot me what he did, but make sure you behave so I don't have to blast you. Okay. You can pay the lady, pay the goddess. I'll let you back on, but don't get froggy in the chat because then I got to pull up the receipts. All right. All right. Nothing wrong with some simps. We love simps. Thank you, Abby. We love simps. I got nothing against no simps.
Yes, we do.
Lives matter.
Yeah, simp lives matter. Yes.
Okay. Simps lives matter on the block. All right, guys. With that said, we are out of here. This is our Friday. I got another bubble bath, okay, and ice cream to get into. If you liked it, again, Cash App on the Block with Jen. This is what we do here. We will be back tomorrow. Don't forget, I got my one-on-one on the Block with Jen and Sisterhood Sips every single Sunday. Sisterhood Sips Sundays. It's just Lily and I. Lots and lots of girl talk, okay? And then my one-on-ones is interviews with me and other people. I got Big Daddy Camp coming up very, very soon. Check out our Instagrams as well. Haran DeMarco is a musician. We played his music earlier. No Saint rescues kittens out of trees. We're all doing something. Okay?
And Jen, I thought our first episode was spicy because we were talking about dating the same man. Mm-hmm. But when I watched that second episode, I was like, well, damn. Okay, that was even, to me, that was
what was the subject of our second episode?
What was the subject of our second episode? Oh, she's freakier than you think.
Yes, we dropping a lot of games talking about women are freakier than you think. George Cook, you should have came up today. It's too late now. We out of here. All right, guys, enjoy your freaking weekend. Please come back tomorrow. I sure did a mean. You play. Listen, rattlesnake, bitch. It just sounds pretty. Okay, it just sounds pretty. Be very, very careful. All right, be very, very careful. It's like, look how cute. Be very careful. All right, guys, we're out of here. Again, hit that like and subscribe. Hit me on the Cash App. You can get them blocked for a fee. Love you all. Good night. I see ya mañana. And we're out. Good night, guys.